Hi, everybody, and welcome to part 2 of Grading with True Teacher Talk. In part 1, we took a look at all of the reasons that grading is a dreadful endeavor for teachers. In this video, we'll focus on how Texthelp solutions can buy you back time when you're correcting. Digitizing grading is the greatest, easiest thing you can do for your own mental well-being, and I'm so excited to welcome you to 21st century grading. Yahoo! Without further ado, let's dive in. First up on the docket is WriQ. I don't know about you, but it would take me double time to read handwritten essays because I was trying to not only decipher their messy handwriting, but also, assess the quality of it. And then once I had gone cross-eyed from trying to read their essays, I had to mark up capitalization and spelling errors and neatly handwrite tiny novels of feedback for each kid. It was never a pleasant experience, and yet I kept assigning essays. Guess I was just a glutton for punishment. Thank goodness WriQ exists and digitizes the entire writing process for students and teachers from start to end. It's a tool designed to not only accelerate student writing proficiency, but also to allow educators to quickly assess and motivate students by providing fast and effective feedback. So WriQ enables teachers to provide feedback in literally a fraction of the time they're used to. A detailed report can be sent to your students for every type paper you've graded. That includes 3 important elements. The first element is a fave of mine, the WriQ score. So WriQ auto scores the mechanics of writing for you. It assesses the age-appropriate use of spelling, vocab, grammar, and even accuracy in the paper. This is great because it allows you to focus on the substance of the paper, the content, structure, style, the real meat of the burger. WriQ takes care of that other, more tedious stuff. Next up is the rubric score and rubric summary. So WriQ provides a detailed breakdown of how students score on the rubric you provide or one that you use right from WriQ. And last but not least, you are able to provide your students with both written and verbal feedback. Isn't that awesome? These 3 elements really allow for grading to be a lot more fast and accurate and consistent across assignments. And even better, the WriQ dashboard gives teachers one location to find and analyze all of their students' writing, eliminating the need for messy piles of papers and lugging home heavy bags full of essays. Next up is Fluency Tutor. As you can probably infer by the name, Fluency Tutor is our oral reading assessment solution. It not only speeds up the entire progress monitoring process, but it also eliminates the need to flip through a bunch of booklets, mark them up, and keep them organized in order to assess your students' fluency levels. Busy teachers save valuable time as they can listen to the recording whenever and wherever it best suits them and focus on looking at performance because that's what matters the most. So once your student records themselves reading a passage out loud, the Quick Score tool that you can see here can be used to provide an in-depth assessment of reading progress. When you're scoring a student's recording, you can choose to score the entire recording, just the first minute, or really anything in between. As you listen, if you hear a mistake, you simply click where the mistake occurred and mark the appropriate error type. Then just repeat until the recording is finished. It's so easy. And the coolest part is the metrics, like words correct per minute, percentage of words correct, and error rate. All of this is automatically calculated for you as you score. And if you assign comprehension questions to your student, their score will also be automatically calculated and shown here. Isn't that neat? Something else that is extra awesome, as if it couldn't get any better, is once you click the Save Scoring button, you can then complete a quick rubric to rate the essential elements of fluency, a student's expression, phrasing, smoothness, and pace, while also giving you the option to add any typed comments. Wowza! This tool is jam-packed with options for teachers to provide meaningful feedback. Once everything is complete and you click the Finish button, a new data point is added to your student's running record. Your students can see how they did, view your feedback. It's not only easy for you to grade, but it's also really easy for your students to access and understand. Not gonna lie, I think I would actually be excited to grade using Fluency Tutor. It's such a neat tool. Next up is EquatIO. EquatIO is our digital math whiteboard and equation editor, and it has really awesome features to help those math and STEM teachers out there to grade. So first up is the awesome grading workflow that's provided on EquatIO MathSpace. So MathSpace gives you a navigation pane that allows you to rapidly enter scores, give feedback to your students, and toggle between submissions. Underneath the scoring window, you'll find a feedback section, which allows you to enter a score and feedback for the student. Then you simply press the send feedback button and your job is done, and you can click to your next response. You can also use the drop-down arrow to skip ahead to a specific student's assignment. And the blue dots indicate that the student has opened the assignment, but they have not submitted their response yet. So that really simple feature can save you lots of time knowing which assignments are actually completed and needing to be graded. So they would have this blue dot here if it really wouldn't be worth your time to open up. If the blue dot isn't there, check it out. And then when the check is green, you know you already corrected it. How satisfying. Students can easily access their grades when they log into their own MathSpace dashboard and go to their submitted assignments. I really do think that Rapid Reviewer is a beautiful thing. It really trims off a large percentage of time of your time spent on grading. See what I did there? Math reference. Another cool feature of EquatIO is the Google integration. So when your students open a Google form with EquatIO installed, they'll see the EquatIO icon to help them create their answers. They can type, handwrite, or dictate, whichever they prefer. The Insert Math button puts their math right into the form, and you can see your students' responses back in the Responses tab of the form. Using EquatIO on Google Forms is perfect for tests and exit tickets. And this integration allows for easy grading because Google Forms lets you create answer keys, assign points, and save feedback to share ahead of time. Sweet. Last but not least for our time together is Read&Write. This is our flagship product. It's a fan favorite full of literacy tools that benefit all students. But there's also a tool hiding amongst the rest that can be a teacher's best pal when it comes to making grading Google Docs both quick and painless. I introduce you to my pal, Voice Note, and I'm honored to do so because you can simply speak your feedback instead of having to type it up to 1 whole minute, and you can insert as many voice notes as you want throughout your students' work. Wow! And your students who struggle with literacy and benefit more from being provided with auditory input will simply love it. What a great tool! All they would have to do is look for your voice comments on the side there and hit play to get their feedback. Awesome! So to wrap up our time spent together today, did you know that Read&Write and EquatIO are always free for teachers? In a society where nothing is given for free, especially to educators, I highly recommend taking advantage of these opportunities to further explore these resources and to help you out with your grading. So your homework is to reach out to whoever sent you this amazing video so they can demo these solutions for you in real time. We've gone over why these solutions work and why they help grading, but the next step is really to explore how. Seeing these solutions in action is exciting and inspiring. And as we know from teaching, it's one thing to be told something, it's a whole other thing to experience it. And you may notice that I've left one of our beloved products off this video on purpose, right? On that note, I highly encourage you to reach out to your education account manager to learn about all of Texthelp's solutions. Thanks so much for joining me today for True Teacher Talk. Until next time, thanks again.